Hey, it's Dr. Mordecai, and thank you for joining me for itsdrmordecai.com, episode 33. On today, we're going to talk about protecting the institutional brand. So let's get started. So one of the things that society has taught us within the past year, 2 years, 3 years, probably longer than that, because revolutions among students, especially in college and in high schools, have been happening for years, for years. But certainly now, because of various movements, Black Lives Matter, different movements around the nation, you've seen the importance of the voice of students, So now we're talking about protecting the institutional brand. So Mordecai, where are you going with this? My administrators, I am pleading with you, because I've watched this happen just recently. I am pleading with you. Do not shy away from the voice of students. Well, what do you mean? If your students are coming to you as an administrator, you're the president, you're the vice president, and they have concerns, then invite them to the table to discuss those concerns. I will put every dime that I have on it. The longer that you continue, especially in today's time, to ignore the voice of your students and to shy away from discussions with your students, they will begin to shape their own story, and they have power of social media, and they will take your avoidance as an answer. And that's what will begin to be communicated to the masses, to your alumni. Next thing you know, you're being called to quit. There's vote to no confidence, and you're trying to figure out, where did this happen? Because years ago, all I had to do was remain quiet, stay behind the curtain, and allow for time to just do its work. That is not the time that we live in today. One of the things that I do my absolute best, anytime that a student has an issue, concern, make myself available. I do my best not to have a bias, because sometimes I say I do my best. What do you mean by that, Mordecai? Because sometimes you're exposed to information and folks have brought this to you, because by the time, especially that it's reached a vice president or a president, it has reached various stages, and so people have had a chance to interact with these students and their concerns. So that's what I say. I do my best not to have a bias, but as information is made privy to me, I do my best to come to that table and ready to listen and truly absorb what my student or students have in mind for the discussion. So again, don't shy away. If you want to truly protect the brand of your institution in today's time, invite students to the table, make them a part of what's going on, because with social media, I am telling you, if you shy away from discussion, previously in my previous episode, we talked about conflict, if you shy away from those hard discussions with students, then they will begin to shape their own stories and take that avoidance as an answer. The other thing is, too, millennials, Generation Z, they won't just take you at your word in comparison to previous organizations. I think the Generation X has really kind of started a lot of this movement in recent times. However, again, there's been acts even from the 60s and before then of students saying, you know what, we're not going to take you at your word. So that I don't want to get lost in that. Only to say, in today's time, especially what has happened more recently in the past couple of years with the various movements and various protests, students want to know why. Why is this happening? Why do we do this? What is the purpose of this? And you need to be prepared to answer that. And you also need to be humble enough, Mr. President, Miss President, Mr. and Miss Vice President, to say, you know what? This policy, this practice doesn't make sense. Can you be a part of this change with me? And that's how you begin to move the needle and embrace integrity and strength and trust amongst your students and reinforce the brand of your institution and what they hoped that their student experience will be in attending your institution. So I hope that helps. You see my contact information below. I look forward to talking with you soon at itsdrmordecai.com.